All right, so this is my philosophy. Always start with the hardest one. This is what you're gonna get over with everything in life, right? When you're young, hustle a lot because you have the energy, right? And later on, you can focus on other things which will enjoy priority in your life. When you wake up in the morning, you might want to start with a little bit of walking and cardio session because now you have that sense of achievement. Okay, I have done something for today. So that's why I'm the big believer of, okay, start with a large muscle group that's hard to train. So for example, your back. And okay, it might not be easy, but at least this will be the hardest thing you are over with during your workout. So either legs or back, this is what we're starting with. So this is why we're starting with chest supported rows. One of the favorite exercises of all of the clients who are in the Demi Cycle Protocol right now. And I'm also fascinated by this because the thing is, for me personally, it was very easy to build a wide and aesthetic back. But for the thickness, you definitely want to focus on making your lats stronger and also your spinal erectors more developed. And how you get there is doing more row variations. And the best thing about chest supported rows is that they completely switch off your core and most muscle groups of your upper body that you don't want to use meanwhile doing the rows. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so just for your instance, you will need a lot of energy for this exercise. And I'm not guaranteeing you that you will feel this energy every single day. So after doing all our work for today and getting settled in the beautiful city of Asuncion, we also did a little trick that I wanted to let you know. If you haven't heard this from me before, eat watermelon, guys, and I'm dead serious. So we ate watermelon, we made watermelon salad before this workout, and this is why we can push through it, because it's not gonna be easy. We start with the hardest variation, and of course, we will go progressively towards the easier. It's still simple, it's still doable, and it's pretty quick compared to how intense it is. So let me show you the first exercise. So after you had your watermelon, after you felt the citrulline from watermelon going into your bloodstream, pumping that nitric oxide, making you feel good and energetic and hydrated and everything, right? Now you can do this exercise. What you want to make sure is you set up the bench with a 45-degree angle, right? And then you lay on top of it with your upper body. You either grab an easy bar, a barbell, or a pair of dumbbells, right? We're doing 12 repetitions of this. And the reason why you are laying on top of the bench is that you want to switch off your torso. You want to switch off your core, right? You only want to focus on your lats. So just like I'm doing right now. Quick and dynamic positives. Little pause at the top, slow and controlled negatives. We are doing 12 reps. If you're a beginner, you're only doing 3 rounds of this. If you're more of a advanced or intermediate level, you can easily do 4, just for more volume, more stimulus, and more overall progress. But in the beginning, I would say 3 heavy and intense sets of this should be pretty much enough for you. So let's go for the next exercise. All right, so what do those morons deserve who do not bring water to a training session? So let me tell you guys, we completely forget about this, but hydration is very important. This is why we ate watermelon. before the session, not just because of the citrulline, not just because of the pre-workout effects that we appreciate so highly, of course, but you will need some water, right? Intra-workout. So meanwhile you're working out, ideally you drink 1 liter to 1.5 liter, depends on how long your session is. Ideally you don't want to make your sessions last longer than 45, 50, 55 minutes, because after an hour your stress hormone, your cortisol levels just start going up. That's a catabolic hormone, so it builds down the muscle, it promotes fat gain. So you don't want to be stressed in everyday life either way, and you don't want to be overstressed during your trainings. So that's why you want to make it quick, but still 30, 40 or 50 minutes without water, that's kind of rough, especially if you are sweating this much. So please always bring water to your training sessions. Thank you. All right, so we're done with the back, but let me show you what I was exactly talking about. So my back, the width of it has kind of like always been my strength, but you really want to make sure that you get the thickness going as well, because this is what's going to give you a straight posture, right? You don't want to exist with a crooked back. So this is not why you train. This is not why you train that, okay, you just want to look good. If you just want to look good, literally, you could get a plastic surgery for 10 times the price of health coaching, right? 10 times the investment of supplements, health club memberships and stuff like that. But you started this journey because you want to be healthy, and a healthy person comes in one package with a healthy posture. So even if you're doing seated job, or you're an entrepreneur, you're focusing, sitting in front of your laptop basically for 10, 12, 14 hours per day. And I don't want to be a hypocrite, guys, because I do the same as well. I'm working with my clients, I'm shooting content, writing content, organizing my files, documents. I'm documenting my own journey as well. And I don't want to be the guy who says that, okay, don't sit. It's just bollocks. No, you can sit in the right way with a straight posture. What do you need for a straight posture? A strong and capable back. So you don't want to stand like this and sit like this, right? You want to be straight. You want to have your chest out, your stomach in, and your back slightly bit arched and straight. But for that, you will definitely need those strong spinal erectors, strong lats, and ultimately a strong and well-developed back. So not only train for aesthetics, train for, I would say, life function, train for longevity, train for vitality. This is our approach at the Demi Cycle Protocol as well, and this is what my friends Friso and Daniel are preaching as well. So you want to be, you know, a healthy, vital, capable and sexually active 70-year-old once you get there. So let's work towards that, not just vanity, right? Okay, so now we will train chest, and yeah, this is gonna be fun. So let's go for the next exercise. What is this guy doing over here?
This is how the Dutch do it, people.
Okay, so this Dutchman, oh my God, what are we getting into? I don't know what kind of pills this guy is taking before workout, but I want them too.
No comment.
Just give me some of those pills. Anyway, are you ready to train chest?
Born ready, baby.
All right, he was born ready. By the way, it's visible. Like, look at those separations. Okay. Okay, but let's see what this guy is capable of, right? Guys, do you want me to demonstrate on Friso how I can brutally murder his chest? He's not ready for this, I think.
I'm not ready. You're not ready, motherfucker.
Okay, he says he was born ready for this. All right, let's train chest. So, next part of our full body workout today is that we want to pump our chest to the maximum in the least amount of time possible. And we will use a special weapon for that, which is called the drop sets. So what it means that we start training with a certain amount of weight, and then once we reach close to failure with that. We drop the weight and we go for more reps with a slightly lower weight. And then we repeat this once again. The 2 drops will be involved in this set with 3 different weights. So we start from the heaviest, slightly less heavy, and then the least heavy. This is how we're going. And don't be afraid if you might achieve failure multiple times by the end of one set, right? We are not doing more than 3 of this, so it's not super high volume. If you want to go crazy, honestly, you can go for 4, but I don't see that making sense if you are doing, let's say, 2 to 3 full body workouts per week, right? It shouldn't be treated like a rare occasion. It's much more important to build habits in your life and to get to the point where working out like 3 times per week is so regular for you that you don't have to condense everything kind of like into the same session, right? So you don't have to do hundreds of sets, right? Not even dozens of sets to get a good workout in and make sure that you're making progress on a consistent basis. So let's get started with a chest drop set with the heaviest dumbbells. Right at the beginning, we will be doing incline dumbbell bench presses. So let's get this started. I wanted to show you guys that you go from the absolute bottom to the top. Right? You let it stretch at the bottom, and then you squeeze at the top, and you go down. And you're starting with 8 reps with the heaviest weight. You want to pay attention to this. So you inhale at the bottom, meanwhile it stretches. You exhale all the way up till the top, right? You stop for a second to squeeze. You're letting it down and inhale again. All right. Now you drop the weight. You're going for the least heavy ones. You're doing 10 reps this time. All right. And now we're doing 12 reps without rest in between with the lightest weight. But at this point, even the lightest weight should feel heavy for you. So this is the point of it. You're getting the most out of the least weight possible here. Less risk of injury. Honestly, if you're over 40, I would much rather train this way than with super heavy bench presses. And I'm saying this as a former powerlifter, bench press specialist, champion, and so on and so on. Doesn't matter. No matter what your age is, you can always injure your shoulders. But if you're over 40, you're more prone to that. So just pay attention. And you might as well ask, why incline presses, right? So the first thing that people notice about you is like how stuffed your upper chest is, like this area called the shoulder belt, how well developed that is. And sometimes first impressions, well, stand or fail based on this. how well other people might respect you or trust you can be based on your upper chest and shoulders. So you want to make sure that they are well developed, and usually for most men this is the least developed and slowest developing area. So I always prefer to prioritize upper chest, and there's another day of the week where we go more for the lower chest. So don't worry, we're not going to skip anything, but I just wanted to address this, that okay, make upper chest a priority, because probably for most of you that's your least developed area about your pectorals and probably about your whole upper body. Just keep that in mind if you want to cover your collarbones, if you don't want to look skinny or you don't want that weird posture. You also want to train your upper chest, right? Chest and back, they're balancing out each other very well. And one more thing I wanted to tell you guys is that, okay, why do we train chest with so few sets, right? Because honestly, in my books, a drop set with 3 different drops, or 2 drops and 3 different subsets counts as 3 sets if you're doing it hard enough. So just go intense, and then you can do 3 times the amount of work in 1/3 of the same time. So you want to be time efficient. So let's get this going. All right, guys. So continuing the chest workout, I wanted to show you something, how you can do it actually better, right? How you can do it more efficiently. And actually, look at the exercise, right? Look at me, how I'm doing it, and what I'm doing between the sets. It's going to be very important, and hopefully you'll find this useful as well. Especially for those of you who complain about not feeling your chest while doing incline presses or any kind of other free weight variations of chest exercises. Well, you might want to try this technique. So let me find a pair of this one. Of course, it's not here when I need it the most, right? Okay, here we go. This gym is kind of playing tricks on me, right? Okay. So for those of you who complain that you don't feel your chest during bench presses, incline presses, or any other kind of like free weight chest variations, you want to try this technique, right? So you lay on the bench or the machine or whatever you're doing, you're stretching the same way at the bottom, you're squeezing it at the top, and you do the exercise normally, just like you would do that. Don't focus too much on your chest yet. Just do the reps as required. And here comes the trick. In between the drops, you start flexing your chest together. You might as well hit a couple of chest focused poses. Why? Because now you're developing your mind muscle connection. It's not going to be perfect for the first time, probably not even for the second or the third time, but as you go you will progress with this exponentially. So yeah, by the end of your, there's no end of your health journey, but when you are like pretty much into it a couple of months, you will be not just able to do this, but properly feel your chest. And all it requires is nourishing your muscles well, eating plenty of protein, sleeping deep like a baby, and of course, practicing a little bit of mind-muscle connection in between sets or just for a couple of seconds in between drops. So for those who say, Ábris, you're cheating, of course I'm cheating because I'm trying to explain that what you're exactly doing in between the drop sets, right? Or the subsets of the drop sets. So of course, I'm stopping for 30 seconds to talk right now, but let's not waste time, right? We're going for the middle weight here. That's the middle. And we're doing the 10 rep set, right? 10 rep subset. and stretch, and squeeze, and stretch, and squeeze. And by the way, you will really feel what I mean by stretch when you let this as much down as possible, right? You'll feel it in your upper chest and a little bit in your front delts. When you press it at the top, it's like pushing your pectorals together, like this. This is the squeeze. So stretch and squeeze. Stretch, squeeze. All right. And now we go for the final 12 reps with the lightweight, which, as I said before, at this point, should feel heavy. But that's the point of it. You don't want to murder your joints. You want to kill your muscles. See you on the next set. All right, so now you can see Friso doing it. He's doing it with perfectly controlled, slow negatives. Lightweight, baby. All right, beautiful, great execution. And for those of you guys who might be asking that, okay, why aren't we at a commercial gym here in Asunción? So we just got settled in. We haven't got our memberships yet, but soon we will. And you will see epic workout vlogs. This is actually our second day here and our first upper body workout day. So it alone is enough reason for a celebration. And you can see how Friso's pecs are celebrating soon being over with this set, but still a lot of torture that they have to go through. But look at how well he's handling the situation, right? And it's actually admirable how he has still these high energy levels as he is getting more and more shredded. Because kind of like we all strategically eat, so we sort our nutrition in a way that, okay, we eat majority of our carbs around our workouts. So for example, today we ate most of them like tortilla wraps, a bunch of fruits and stuff like that in the evening, right? Because we wanted to have the energy at this workout. And after the workout, we will do the same. We will show you on this video, but look at how energetic he is, like how he's pushing his effort into each and every rep. You can't do this if you're completely drained. You can't do this if you haven't properly loaded yourself up with carbs. So it's very difficult on a low carb or no carb diet. I'm not saying it is impossible, but this is much more sustainable approach that we are following, and what you can see on Friso as well, and he's still doing it, like amazing performance. You've got this, Friso, come on. And you've got one more. I mean, one more subset, right? Come on, you got this. A little power fart in the end. Come on, Friso. It's your turn. Easy, easy. You got this, man. You got this, man. Boom. Come on. It's all yours. It's all you, bro. Push it, bro. All right, mate. You got this. You got this. You got this. Perfect. Okay. Here we go, here we go. Come on, blast it, bro. Blast it, brother. There's no stopping for him. Looks like we ain't gonna see him stop until total failure. Maybe he ate too much watermelon. So these are the only side effects that you can think of, right? As I said before, watermelon gets you infinite energy, it gets your blood flow in. It was also used as an aphrodisiac like thousands of years ago. So it really, you know, gets you what you're looking for, but if you overdose it, you will end up like Friso, you don't know where you want to stop, right? You might lose your mind, so just be careful with that, but look at how well he managed it. Still has energy to flex, like a real gorilla, right?
That's how a real gorilla trains, boys.
You got this, bro? And I'm gonna return for one final set, and I just wanna eliminate any kind of like potential mistakes that you might be making while doing this exercise, right? So, here we go. Here we go. So yeah, Friso went sicko mode, but he can do this with almost a decade of training experience, right? But if you are not that experienced, but you want to make progress, you want to avoid these basic mistakes at incline bench presses and any bench press variations, right? So, some of you confuse a bench press with a fly. So some of you do this, you want to meet the dumbbells in the middle and they cling. No, they are not clinging. They are not even touching, not even barely touching, right? So you want to keep them kind of like parallel to each other, not this way, but kind of this way, which is kind of palms facing forward way, and you press it, right, over your chest, like if you were doing a regular bench press, right? Imagine this is a bar, right? These two dumbbells are the extensions of each other. Imagine an invisible, like horizontal line in between the two dumbbells. This is how you should press it. So avoid that mistake that you want to make a triangle where this is the top of the triangle where they meet, right? So there is one bottom, the other bottom, and then you want to meet them in the middle. No, forget this. This looks more like a fly, but it's actually not that safe to do, right? So what you want to be doing is that you start them at the bottom, finish at the top, but aligning with the position of the bottom, right? So like this. Like if you were doing regular bench presses, as I said before, just with dumbbells. It allows you for more isolation of the chest. You can concentrate more on your chest muscle. So if you don't feel your chest on incline bench press with a barbell, or barbell bench press, barbell decline bench press, any kind of bench press variation, then you want to do it with dumbbells, right? Now we do the first drop, and you can see it is significantly harder for me as well, and simply because of the reason is my chest is getting tired, because it's not about the number of reps only. It's also about the number of sets. How resilient are you? How quickly you can recover? And how much time do your muscles spend under tension? This is called time under tension. So of course, as I'm explaining, I'm doing these isometric holds for quite a long. My chest is getting tired. So don't be afraid of doing your reps slower and failing over time. That's completely normal because your muscles are spending more time under tension. But let's not waste time with words, right? Let's do 10 reps of this. All right, let's go for the final 12. Where are you guys? Okay, here you go. The final 12 reps. All right, completely done with chest. I think it's visible. Oh, we pumped them. All right, guys, so after chest, we are training shoulders. And I don't want you to be too crazy about it, right? And to use these dumbass techniques like no, guys, here's a much more intelligent way of training shoulders without completely injuring yourself or fucking yourself up. And this is called the Cerberus raises. When you're training all three heads of your shoulders at the same time, just like in the Greek mythology, the Cerberus is a three-headed dog. Just like you've got this dog in you, the three heads of your delts, the front head, the side head, and the rear head, you know, back here. So, how do we train them at the same time? It's a good question, right? So, you want to be doing a lateral raise with light weights because, nah bro, the secret is that you're not the next Mr. Olympia, you don't want to be, you just want to be healthy and toned, right? So you don't want to train with super heavy weights. You do a completely regular lateral raise with your arms fully stretched, right? And you're not going above shoulder level, so you're not doing this. This will result in more trapezius work and shoulder injuries. So what you want to be doing instead is you do it at the shoulder level, then you do a front raise with extended arms only until shoulder level. And then you do an upright row. So you pull the dumbbells up until your chin at the middle line of your body. So this goes for the rear. So side delt, front delt, rear delt. This counts as one rep. So we have done 2 so far. And we are doing 15 in total. This is not going to be easy, even with light weights, but you got to do what you got to do. Cerberus raises. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and you will be pretty much tired by the end of the set. That's why we're only doing 3 of these, but you can already see those cannonball shoulders bowling up. And trust me, after your upper chest, this is the second thing that people immediately notice about you. How wide and how round your shoulders are. You don't want to have like Death Star delts like Derek from More Plates, More Dates, right? But you want to have them as wide and as aesthetic as possible, right? You want to have those manly, masculine shoulders, that kind of wide appearance, which makes you look more aesthetically appealing and more confident about yourself, because sometimes it's not really about how other people see you, but how you see yourself and how that reflects in your behavior and your personality. So this is why I put this into a professional context a lot of the time, because how you walk into a meeting, into a negotiation, into a sales call, a lot of times it depends on how you feel yourself, about your shape, about your energy levels, and about your body. And to be honest, just like every component of this equation, your shoulders, their shape, their size, it also plays into this. So pay attention to it, don't train it like crazy, don't injure yourself, and try the Cerberus raises, highly recommended. All right, and now we trained the back, the chest, the delts of the upper body. What is left? Everyone's favorite, the arms, biceps and triceps together with supersetting bicep 21s, with tricep 21s. And what I mean by 21, it will soon turn out. Yes, it has something to do with 21 repetitions, but you don't have to be afraid of that. There are certain rules that might make it easier or might make it harder. It all depends on you, but it really helps you to get the maximum intensity out of the entire workout. And as you can see, your favorite pirate, Jack Sparrow, is back because my hair got so wet. I had to cover it somehow in this humidity and heat. To be honest, after 3 to 4 years of living in Denmark, I'm not quite much used to it. So, like, big heads up to the locals because this is crazy. But I always say it's much better to complain about the warm and the sunny weather rather than the cold and the depressive weather. So, you know, who wants to pay taxes in a cold country? People with low testosterone. But okay, jokes aside, let's start with the bicep 21s, right? So 21 equals 3 times 7. If you haven't failed your math classes, you probably already know that. If you failed but you still made it this far to watch my channel, I congratulate you, and I'm going to explain this exercise. So you're doing 7 repetitions until the middle of the range of motion, which means that your upper arms close a 90-degree angle. You know 90-degree angle? You also learned it on math class. So 90-degree angle with your lower arms, like upper arms, lower arms, right? So we're doing 7 repetitions of that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. You see, I also failed math classes. All right. So the next one will be 7 repetitions from the middle to the top. But what do I mean by top, right? So I mean peak contraction. So your bicep can't be more flexed. Your palms are kind of facing your shoulders, not above your shoulders, not below your shoulders, facing your shoulders. So they are at shoulder level. You feel your biceps balling up, right? So this is number 1, 2, 3. If you want to drive more force into this movement, you definitely want to push your tongue against the upper row of teeth and make this kind of sound when you are exhaling. 6, 7. And now you're doing 7 full repetitions. So 7, 7, 7, 21. I hope it makes sense, right? So you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if you've never done this before, you will already feel your biceps exploding by the end of the first set. But we are not stopping at 1, and immediately after that, we are doing the tricep 21. So let me show you how that works. 3 variations of pretty much the same exercise, but with different grips, with a slightly bit different approach. So let me show you. Yeah, I think this weight should be enough for that. But guys, always be curious, always be experimenting. You always want to find that weight range that suits you the best and allows you to progress. So we start with reverse. So underhand grip, triceps push downs. So you grab the bar attachment on the cable machine and you pull them down until your arms are completely extended. And then you slowly release them back to the starting position. You're doing 7 repetitions of this. So 3, 4, a key cue for this exercise that you want to be bent over a little bit. You want your upper body, your lower body close a kind of 120-degree-ish angle, right? So 4, 5, 6, 1 minuto, 7. All right, soon they're about to kick us out from the gym, but we're enjoying it. Okay, so second variation, neutral grip, tricep push down. So neutral grip, I will use this word a lot. And some of you might misunderstand this, but neutral grip is when your 2 palms are facing each other, right? So you grab the bar like this, your palms are facing each other, you're pushing that down. Why it is important? Because as you can see, with the underhand, so reverse grip tricep push downs, you trained the long head of your tricep. So the one that is visible from the rear, from the back, right? Now you are training the medial head, so the middle head, with this variation. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now, for the outer heavier triceps, you're doing overhand grip tricep push downs. So the classic that everyone knows, you're doing 7 repetitions of that as well. You want to make sure that your elbows stay in a fixed position all the way through the exercise. Otherwise, you won't be using your tricep that much. You will drive too much back and front delt force into the movement, and you might end up hurting your elbows. So you definitely don't want that. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And congrats, now you trained your biceps and your triceps together in less than 10 minutes if you're doing 3 rounds of this. If you're a complete goofball like I am and you're doing 4 or 5 rounds, it might take up to 12 to 15 minutes to do a complete arm session. But that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it and come with me for the post-workout snack. All right, so now it's time to prepare our post-workout concoction. Just show it to the guys first what we are eating. So Jack Sparrow is back with the Dutch Boyka.
Sup?
With some orange dark chocolate, 70% plus. Smells amazing. So first step is we're gonna melt this. And yes, you can lose weight. You can cut your body fat while eating chocolate every single day, and we will show you exactly how. So first we melt the chocolate a little bit so it can fit into our post-workout concoction. And what we mean by post-workout concoction is that we will start the entire process from the melted chocolate. So is it actually working?
Should be.
Should be. It's not on, right?
Epic fail.
We're still getting accommodated to the things over here in Paraguay. So it could also be a tutorial of guys trying to figure out how a microwave works.
The protein is getting to her brain. Ah, there we go.
Perfect. Okay, now pray that it doesn't explode. But hopefully glass is usually not exploding in a microwave.
It has 10-year warranty. So.
10-year warranty. All right, so DJ 10-year warranty is defying the laws of physique and thermodynamics. So we can take it for granted that it will not explode, but in return it will melt. And meanwhile it's melting, I want to tell you how it works in theory, and then we will see how it works in practice. So in theory, we will put the molten chocolate into this pot, right? Or whatever it is, a kettle.
A teacup.
Not a kettlebell, a rather large teacup, right? And then we will put some whey protein on top of that. We will mix it together with some water, and then we will add the blueberries. So for consistency, it should look like somewhere halfway between a pudding and a brownie. And how it will look like in real life, we will see soon. Probably disgusting as hell, but it will taste amazing. So it's so sweet when you have, by the way, by default, very well flavored protein powder, right? With some dark chocolate with orange that gives this kind of little bit bitter, but like bittersweet taste to it. Then you load up with fruits, right? So why we also include carbs on a fatless diet in our post-workout, right? Because now that we trained, we depleted our glycogen reserves in our muscles. So this is a store nutrient that we get from the carbs that we are eating. This gives us energy, okay? We were pumped, but the pump, as you can see, is slowly going away, right? We will feel small, flat, and depleted, and we don't want that. So you're loading back up with energy, right? And as we have been fasting for the first half of the day, we ate like a very almost zero carb lunch.
Today was 0 carb basically.
With the ossobuco, right?
We had ossobuco with red onion and cherry tomatoes for the first meal of the day. Second meal of the day was, yeah, a little bit carbs. We had some tortillas with omelette and shrimp. And did we have anything else with that?
Watermelon.
Yeah, oh yeah, the crazy
Watermelon.
salad. We had some Mr. Cheese opener here and some watermelon.
If you ever want to know how to open cheese,
Yeah.
check out Ábris' video.
So if you are already watching this video, you have probably found my channel somehow. And if you look at the short sessions, you can see my cheese opening. Let's see how much it has melted.
Not enough yet.
Not much. Okay.
A little bit.
Friso is helping us with a knife. Like, this is professional. Maybe we can set up the...
Do not try this at home. Only in Paraguay.
Never. Only in Praguay.
Let's do it some more.
Okay.
Be juicy.
Can you set like the temperature or something like that?
Of course. Let's see how this works.
Hot blast. Damn, bro. It sounds scary.
But anyway, we had some watermelon and light, low-fat cheese on top of the tortillas, omelette and shrimp. Then we hit the workout, and now we are doing the post-workout meal, small meal, which is Ábris concoction. We'll see if it's any good. So yeah, we'll see.
Trust me, it's amazing. So even though it's gonna end up looking disgusting, it's, in this case, when you have just finished your workout and you want some quick protein source and you don't happen to have a shaker, or you want to actually eat something which doesn't taste like purely protein powder, but something still fast and convenient, but something which reminds you of a brownie with a couple of fruit pieces in it, then you definitely have to try this concoction once the chocolate is melted. But it doesn't actually have to melt completely, so even if it is just a little bit soft, it's gonna be good. All right. So 10 seconds left. You can join the final countdown over here. All right.
Okay.
So for Friso, it's the final countdown. For Daniel, it's the final condom that he uses for Latinas over here. It's a little bit hot, right? Okay, so now the next level is like transporting the chocolate from... Actually, we don't have to transport the chocolate.
No,
we can mix
we can
everything.
use the bowl.
We won't use the kettle after all. Okay, so here's this scoop. And I would rather do this with a spoon, actually. You will need some forearm power to this. We will add 3 scoops of whey because 3 of us are participating in this beautiful concoction preparing process. Actually, all of you who are watching this, you are participators. So, yeah, feel very well respected and welcomed in our community, because this is not something that you see very often. And I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart because only I can invent such disgusting meals. But this is good, trust me. All right, now you have to, okay, I can take it over from here. We are letting a little bit of water on top of this.
You tell me to stop, yeah?
Okay. Just very little, very thin water. Okay, stop. All right, now mix it. So you don't want the consistency to go full like cream or pudding, right? Or shake. So you don't need to use too much water. You just want to use just enough to
I think
make
we
it
need
thick.
a little more because we had 3
No.
scoops, right?
No. Keep mixing. Because sometimes all the water shows itself a little bit later. And it might sound crazy, but I have done this so many times before, but I didn't have like proper time to make a meal or something like that. I needed something fast. So I did this in 5 minutes with a slightly better microwave. Slightly. And it just worked fine. Okay, just 3 drops of water on top of it.
1, 2.
Okay, that's 4. All right, enough. All right, and soon we can start dosaging the blueberries. But keep mixing. You've got this. You're a perfect mixer. All right, so Here comes the juicy stuff very soon.
Yeah, throw it in there.
Okay, I will throw the whole container because we are plenty enough for that.
Actually,
now
let's move it where it's somewhere light.
yeah, so you can also see.
We gotta give you some quality, boys. Looks 10 times better already.
Right? I mean, it's still disgusting, I know, but guys, once you taste it, you will get addicted and you will keep coming back for more. Just like the Latinas who are visiting Daniel so frequently. So definitely like keep your eyes on this meal and on Daniel, of course. So yeah, so you can see like it's not a brownie, it's not a pudding, it's definitely not a sponge cake, but it could be anywhere in between. And you know, that's the beauty of it. When you find the intersection between your passion, your profession, your vocation and your mission, your calling, this is when the Japanese say you have found your ikigai. And for us, this entire lifestyle that we are living, that we are helping people, that we are coaching them and we are guiding them towards a healthier life, this is our ikigai. And you can see this reflect in this beautiful concoction as well. Of course, not in its texture, not in the way it looks, but the way it tastes and the results it produces. Very well said. You can easily match those blueberries. Like, they like to be treated hard, just like the Latinas that Daniel is bringing to his bed. So
they need a little bit of tough loving, eh?
Exactly. Like, look at that one you just spin in half. That's already screaming, yes, puppy. See, puppy. All right. Okay, and I think we can call this ready, but I will let you have a taste test. Like, okay, is it actually good?
Let's see. So wait, what do we call this, Ábris? It's your creation.
So we can
name.
Call it the Demi Cycle Concoction, because I have been teaching this to my clients for a while. They also said it looks disgusting, but it tastes amazing. So I'm listening to them, I'm listening to their feedback. So I want to hear your feedback too about the Demi Cycle Concoction.
Give it a good scoop. If I like it, I'm gonna teach this to my clients as well.
Feel free. And any other fruits can, by the way, like fruits of your choice can come into the mix.
Good.
Okay. Is it?
No.
Right. So what are the tastes that are mixing? What are you feeling?
Very thick. Mm-hmm. It's very thick.
It's a bit chewy, right?
Bit chewy. Very
Don't
thick.
choke, don't choke.
No, I like it. Chocolatey, fluffy, thick. It's good.
Awesome,
yeah.
Awesome.
I like
chocolatey, fluffy, thick, just like how Daniel likes his girls, right? But anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and thank you guys for coming with us to this workout, seeing this vlog. Yeah, I don't want to be that motherfucker who begs for likes and subscribes by the end of the video, but if you found this valuable, you can do all these. You can check out Friso on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. Same for me as well, and on LinkedIn, and for Daniel as well, who is now in the role of the camera guy with his brand new hair and beard cut we just made today. I think it looks fire. And yeah, thank you guys. See you in the next vlog, and keep being lean and energetic for a lifetime.
Peace.